Hey everybody, tonight we're going to cook some parma and pepper pasta. Let's get started. First things first, you need some Christmas spirit. Now we need appropriate seasonal music. Now we need some seasonal appropriate music. Okay, ingredients. First we need some gluten insensitive pasta. We need some Parmesan to keep the kids from crying. And we need a 1/4 pound of Parma ham. Next up, we need a red pepper because that's just how you cook. We need a lemon because you need some zest in your life. And we need a red pepper because that's how you stay warm in the winter, right? Finally, we need a red or white onion because every recipe ever calls for that. And we need some parsley because every recipe ever calls for that. I forgot to mention you need 1 large firm tomato. Naturally I have small soft tomatoes. That should work just fine. First you need to chop up the onion really nice like this. Now I have an excuse for crying and being alone on Christmas. Next up, slice that pepper really good like this. Make sure that you do it in the least efficient way possible and run the risk of cutting your fingers multiple times like I do. Take a big bite out of the chili, rub it in your eyes, and then chop it up nicely like this. When you chop your tomato, make sure you use a really dull knife like I did so you can make a big mess. Alright, for the end of this step, we're going to take half the ham, shred it or finely slice it, and then pepper it. And then we're going to chop that parsley up. At this point you need to imagine the presentation of the dish. You might think about finely dicing those tomatoes so they're not as large and unsightly. Do that before you start cooking all this stuff. Now, while being serenaded by Mariah Carey, take your peppered ham and make it all crispy on top of a dry frying pan. Boil some water too. This is the point in your week when all you have to do is sit and listen and meditate to this sound. Okay, before you set your smoke detector off, go ahead and take it off the heat, transfer it onto a stack of paper towels like that, cut the heat and return it. Take out any pent-up stress on the half of the lemon. Get all that juice into a bowl, unless you have an actual juicer and you're smart. Now get the second half of that lemon and toss this half down the garbage disposal to make your place smell nice. Go ahead and take the second half of the ham and roughly chop it up. It doesn't have to look particularly fine this time, just delicious. Get those noodles boiling and start cooking them. You want them al dente. You also want to get your onions, peppers, and your chili into a pan with some olive oil. Get it up to medium-high and cook these for about a minute. Once about a minute has gone by, take the ham that you just roughly chopped up, drop it in there, and then put most of the parsley in as well. Stir it up. Add just a dash of your pasta water and then your lemon juice as well. You're almost done now. Take some of the Parmesan. Sprinkle it on the top. And now just kind of let it sit and heat itself and enjoy the symphony. Once it's heated up enough, you can go ahead and serve it and decorate it with some parsley and some of that crispy ham that we did earlier. Take a photo of it and put it on Instagram. Now all that's left is to kick back, enjoy your meal with some silly socks on and a beer and watch a very depressing documentary about Colombian drug trade.